For truth and against error. Here's a picture of the Pope kissing the Quran. The Catholic Catechism in our library out here, you can read it for yourself. Some of the things they believe are pretty interesting. They say, in the Catholic Catechism, 841, the Church's relationship with the Muslims is the plan of salvation also includes those who acknowledge the Creator, the first place among whom are the Muslims. These profess to hold the faith of Abraham, and together with us they adore the one merciful God. There's an excellent little bitty comic book called The Prophet you can get from our ministry. It's like $2 or something like that, by Jack Chick. He goes through the history of the Muslim church and how they started. Very few people realize it was the Catholics that started Islam. They started the whole religion purposely to try to get the Holy Land back for the Catholics. They built up the Islam, they funded Muhammad, they trained him, they sent a Catholic nun out of the monastery. They said, we want you to come out of your convent, go find a young promising Muslim, marry him, and train him to raise up an army of Arabs to go take back the Holy Land for the Mother Church. Quite an interesting story if you want to read about that. It started to work, but then it failed because Islam got so big, they said, well, forget you Catholics, we're doing what we want. And I don't think most Muslims, which is now, 20% of the world population, Islam, I don't think most of them know that they really started off as a front for the Catholic Church.
And Islam is nothing more than a Protestant sect. That's all it is. It is a pre-Reformation Protestant sect. And I know the mainstream Protestants of today, they just love talking about the pre-Reformation Protestants. Oh, you know, those good people who had their little Bible studies in the forest somewhere, just hiding from those evil Catholics who were trying to hunt them down because they were reading the Word of God. And if we are going to include the Bogomils and the Cathars and the Albigensians and the Lollards, if we are going to continue to classify and categorize these groups as pre-Reformation Protestants, then we must conclude that Muslims are pre-Reformation Protestants. The Muslims are actually more Protestant than the Protestants of the Reformation.
For truth and against error.